A very good morning to you and welcome to Sports Recap on Hughes TV. A lot of actions went down over the weekend, from Anthony Joshua losing his 3 belts and also Usman Kamaru losing to Leon Edwards. And of course, in the EPL, we saw Chelsea losing to Leeds United. And of course, in the local scene, we saw the Falconers bowing out of the World Cup after a perfect start in the group stage. Good morning once again. I am Aidnan Lubem and I'm not alone in the studio.
A very sad weekend for Nigeria completely, both the affiliates and of course Nigeria itself. We know we've been enjoying good weekends in just some few weeks back, but unfortunately it has come the other way around. Well, good morning Lubem. We're waiting for Manchester United today against Liverpool. Well, before then, I'm Richard Badung, more to talk about in the world of sports this morning.
Of course, like we said earlier, Nigeria bowed out of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup after a 2-0 loss to the Netherlands on Sunday. The Falconets could not reenact earlier round performances, which saw them winning all 3 group phase matches in their quarter-final match in Abuja, Costa Rica. Floris Sebastian, who scored Nigeria's winning goal against France in their Group C opening match, could not make hay in the 7th minute. But 4 minutes later, the Dutch were ahead when Zera Huswit rammed a perfect dripping shot beyond Omini Oyono after pulling away in the counter-attack. And that's how we saw the Falconets losing their game against the Netherlands.
Maybe you tend to ask yourself again, Christopher Danjuma and around the wardrobe, we should actually take it. You know, like I said last time we met, I said, this is, I feel Nigeria still needs to do a lot when it comes to sport, because so far we've actually seen, you know, we doing well at the earlier stage, but continuity has been a problem throughout this year. And I think we should focus on that. Maybe, let's say this administration actually, the Amaju Pinnick-led administration still has a lot of work to do before they step down.
We're talking about Amaju Pinnick. There will be some good news later on September 30, where they will be holding a Congress to elect new officials, as we'll see Amaju Pinnick stepping down. Of course, now moving to boxing, where British-born Nigerian heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua lost to Ukrainian Alexander Usyk via split decision early on Sunday morning at the King Abdallah Sports Arena in Jeddah, with Usyk retaining his IBF, IBO, WBA and WBO titles. Nigeria took to the social media to react to the defeat after the former champion lost his chance to regain the titles from Usyk in Saudi Arabia. African Women's Footballer of the Year Asisat Oshola sympathized with Joshua's loss and voiced her continued support with him. She said AJ had like 2 occasions where he could have gone in for a knockout but was too tired to make the move. Of course, moving away from that particular one, still talking about boxing, Florence Otedola, known as DJ Copy, also came out to support Anthony Joshua, who was in tears and was emotional after losing to Usyk once again.
The truth is this, whether we like it or not, it has happened to Anthony Joshua. We actually expected him to come out better, though he changed tactics, he changed style. I saw that fight, and that fight actually, to an extent, I saw Joshua, you know, in the second round. Usyk had the first round. Coming to the second round, Joshua had the second round. The third round was still for Joshua, but Usyk got the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round to himself before Joshua bounced back in the 8th round. The 9th round also, Usyk dominated until the 11th round again before Joshua took the last round, that is the 12th round. But unfortunately, getting to the 12th round, Usyk has already gathered much points, more than Joshua. Now, so it was a very unanimous decision. 3 of the judges brought their results together, and when added up, brought on an average level, it was 4 points separating both Joshua and Usyk. And same margin, I think, close to same margin. I think it was 6 the last time, now 4 points. One thing I would want to say is, this guy already has his own style. That's Usyk. Usyk already has his own style. Joshua was mixing the southpaw style and the orthodox style on that very night, on Saturday night. Meanwhile, for Alexander Usyk, it was basically the southpaw style which he used all through, because that's a step. You could actually see the way he was changing his feet, the way he was trying to get his hands, you know, over him. Usyk was all out. He was confident of himself doing this, but Joshua was mixing attack and defense together. Usyk was all out to attack, never minding whether Joshua gets him or not. At some point, Joshua got him right, but he felt he needed the belt for his country. Joshua said it even in his speech, and you know, know, I saw Joshua crying, a champion crying. Well, I saw a football legend, a sport legend, Messi, cried last year. So Joshua wouldn't be a big surprise to me.
Of course, with the win, Usyk is now set to face Tyson Fury, who may come out of retirement to see who is the greatest of all time.
I think Fury has accepted his offer for a unification fight. So we will be seeing Alexander Usyk against Tyson Fury. Maybe not this year.
December 17.
Probably. I doubt if that would take place December 17. But if at all it will surely be a great fight. Anthony Joshua would have been the man to take this. But I think he still has a Ring Magazine belt to go for. Let's see if he gets that one. And what will be the storyline of Anthony Joshua and every other Britain boxer as it stands, aside from Tyson Fury. Well,
of course, moving to the UFC now, where Leon Edwards became Britain's second ever UFC champion after he defeated Nigerian Kamaru Usman at the UFC 278 main event at the Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City, USA on Sunday morning. 7 years ago, Usman outpointed Edwards as part of what became a 19-fight streak for the Nigerian Nightmare after he earned the pound-for-pound king title.
Funny, you see these fights? When I saw Joshua losing here, I immediately switched to the other one to see what's happening to Kamaru Usman. And I saw Kamaru Usman on the floor. I saw him on the floor. I was like, really? What happened? Down and ended his undefeated streak.
Yes.
For now, I feel there will be a rematch. There will be a rematch for Kamaru Usman, and I see him getting that one. But for Leon Edwards, this is giving him more confidence. Will Usman be able to get back this belt? Well, we'll surely wait to see.
Well, Usman has vowed that he will get his belt back. But still talking about kickboxing, mixed martial arts, where Conor McGregor mocked a rival Kamaru Usman after his shock defeat by Leon Edwards at UFC 278. Usman was knocked out by a resurgent Edwards in Salt Lake City as the Brit claimed the welterweight title with a stunning performance. Of course, McGregor coming out to mock Kamaru Usman.
McGregor has suffered a lot in the hands of Usman. So he lost 2 fights in the hands of Usman. So it's normal. They're arch rivals, of course. So it's just normal for them.
It's expected.
It's expected from arch rivals,
of course. But like we said earlier, Kamaru Usman has vowed that he will get his revenge against Leon Edwards. Now moving to football once again, where Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen was on target as Napoli thrashed Monza 4-0 in Sunday's Serie A clash. The Nigerian international, who was making his second league appearance this season, could have put the host in the lead in the early part of the game, but his shot failed to hit target. However, Osimhen netted the second goal in the 46th minute after Kvaratskhelia had given Napoli the lead in the 35th minute.
Congratulations to him. I feel it's a good one. If he surely continues like this, definitely he might end up with the golden ball, I mean the golden boost as the top scorer award in the Italian Serie A. We just hope to see better things for him.
All right, quickly before we go, let's look.
It doesn't matter. No.
That's how it started.
Arsenal lost their first 3 games last season, and they were sitting where Manchester United is right now. That was Arsenal's position as at then last season. But I doubt if Man U will come out of that place today. Okay, well, the point here is this. I think for Chelsea, disappointing one for them losing 3-0 to Leeds United. That tells you that the Chelsea side, their signings were not actually impactful. the only thing, see, Koulibaly saw more frustration yesterday, and he was sent off in the game, I think, in the 84th minute, where he got a red card for himself. And not just that one alone, in other, in the way it went, you could actually see how they went there. It was a very well organized way of ending, Chelsea, the counter-attack style of play. And Mendy actually, with that first goal error, actually boosted the morale of Leeds United. Leeds United knew what they were coming from. Chelsea has not won any game per se on a clean chance this season, aside from the one they won against Everton, which was a penalty. Remember, they drew against what's the name, Tottenham last week, which was a controversial one. A lot of people have actually called that a controversial win. Draw for Tottenham, but Tottenham, mind you, are second on the table with 7 points after beating Wolverhampton on Saturday by 1-0. Harry Kane scoring the record goal in England, 250th, and of course not just 250th, the highest goal scored for one team in ACI. For one team in the English Premier League. Now, back to the Chelsea game, you could actually see there was no communication between the midfield and the attacking line. Sterling was only trying to look for who to score, meanwhile there was no striker. So I think that punished Chelsea yesterday. The defenders suffered all through. I wonder where Tuchel got his tactics from yesterday, but I feel it was a well-deserved victory for Leeds United. While for Man City, poor tactics actually took Guardiola to that particular stage, because for Pep Guardiola, I can tell you authoritatively that Guardiola on the other side had everything to actually seal that game. But what happened here was the way he started Bernardo Silva, starting from the left flank of play, Ike Gundogan starting from where Kevin De Bruyne would have started from, and Bernardo Silva starting just behind Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez coming from the bench, actually costed him that game. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Now, Erling Haaland is still getting into the game. Beautiful one from him yesterday. 90 minutes of play, 36 touches from the striker, 1 goal scored, one chance created, 1 assist also being recorded for Erling Haaland. So it was a great performance. But I feel with Riyad Mahrez, they would have gotten more if he had started yesterday game. Scoring 3 goals against Man City showed that the team was actually bad. It wasn't a good day for them in office.
Of course, that's the much we can take on Sports Recap. Of course, later on today, Manchester United will be up against Liverpool, of course, on the Monday Night Football. That's how we leave you today. Thank you so much for being a part of today's show. I am Aidnan Luben.
Maybe you forgot.